So much of the music that I play is dance music, Irish dance music. And I've been asked over the years lots of questions about the different dance rhythms, what makes a jig, what's the difference between a reel and a hornpipe. So the reel and the hornpipe are both related to each other insofar as they're both in 4/4 time, or they're usually written in 4/4 time. But you'll never hear a reel played with just four quarter notes in each measure. You know, the time signature is made up of two numbers. The top one tells you how many notes, and the bottom one tells you what kind of note. So we've got four quarter notes. But I sometimes think it should probably be written 8/8, because it's always, or a lot more often, it's 8/8 notes, not 4 quarter notes. So we count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the ands are quite important, you know. So again, don't be confused when you hear about 4/4, but you see 8 notes there. The hornpipe, similarly, is usually written with 8 notes in 4/4 time, but to be completely accurate, you should probably write it in 12/8. But I'll get into that later. So I'm going to spend a bit of time giving you some thoughts about these different rhythms. And I'm going to start off with the jig. Now, everyone's heard of the Irish jig, but it may be a surprise to some people that there's more than one jig. Hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of jigs. And not only are there thousands of jigs, there's several different types of jig. So with the help of this whiteboard here, I'm going to try to explain some of the qualities of the jig. Now, the basic beat of a jig is made up of 3 notes. 3 eighth notes, 3 quavers. So I'll write these 3 notes here. And some jigs have 2 sets of 3. Maybe like this. And that's the standard jig. That most people, when they say let's play a jig, this is what they're talking about. It's a tune in 6/8, and it's referred to properly as a double jig, probably because it has 2 beats, one here and one here. And in between the 2 beats, there are these 2 notes. Now, as the jig goes on, there'll be variations of this. There might be a quarter note here, a crotchet, or it might be a dotted note. But this is the fundamental setup for a jig. And if you miss out these 2 notes, if they're not audible, it ceases to be a jig. So we have an emphasis on this first note and on the 4th note. They're the beat notes, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, for those of you that read music, that's quite simple, quite straightforward, but unfortunately